Hello and welcome, my beans spread all over a windshield. It's SJB here, and today we're talking about the Magus Perfectus, but specifically about the Paragon level, or the Paragon degree of the wizard. All I want to do is I want to test out a couple different degrees for you guys and help you understand whether or not it's worth it or not worth it to go up to high-level Paragon degrees. So first of all, there's a couple things we need to talk about when regarding Paragon degrees, and the first thing is how do you get higher-level Paragons? Just getting a base Paragon, not that hard. You just need 3 5th tier towers, you merge it, and boom, you get a level 1 wizard over here. He's pretty fantastic. By the way, if you guys haven't seen how this guy works, he's pretty cool. He's got a drain beam that kind of automatically drains. It's not super duper strong, by the way. As you can tell, I'm around 125. We're barely surviving here. When you turn off the drain beam, the Phoenix is going to activate and slowly drain as it gets pops. So realistically, as long as you're being reasonably active, you can kind of just turn this on when you don't need it, and turn it off when you do need it, right? That's pretty simple. But as far as getting higher wizards, so we don't have to worry about this weird draining nonsense and everything and survive for much, much longer, there's 3 ways to do it. Number 1, pop count. On your 5th tier wizards, make sure you get a high pop count. You need about 16 million pops for a max level part of that wizard. For example, there's 3 ways to do it, and they exponentially get more difficult to go, but it's gonna be good if you get 16 million pops. You're gonna max out that. For example, if you get 65 million pops, it does not make your Paragon degree any higher. It's already maxed out in that section. And then you can go for $250,000 worth of non-5th tier wizards. So make sure you're getting only 4th tiers or whatever, and this works for every Paragon, by the way. Just spend some money on these guys, and you're gonna be happy. The more expensive the tower, the kind of easier it is to spam. Specifically, if you have boomerangs and stuff, it gets very weird and difficult because you're only spending like $4,000 or $5,000. You have to spend like 40 to 50 of those guys. But again, you need $250,000 worth of these towers to make that go down properly. That's the second way to oh crap, look at this, man. Woo! Almost dead. Almost dead already. It's the second way. The third way is twofold. In single player, the only way to do it is by using Geraldo, and Geraldo's totems specifically. You're going to need 45 total totems to max out this portion. You don't have other ways to get 5th tier towers. Now, if you're willing to play co-op, it is totally possible with no Geraldo and no totems to still get a level 100 Paragon. All you need to do is have all 4 players in co-op build 5th tier wizards or 5th tier towers. And boom, you got it. Easy as cake. So $250,000, 16 million pops, and make sure you've got all the 5th tier towers, or alternatively, make sure you're building 45 totems. But of course, you can go for a lesser degree by doing any of these things a little bit less. And that's what we're talking about today. If you can't max them out, where should you try to strive for? So now that I got the intro out of the way, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be microing for you guys. Now, I'm not necessarily the best microer in the entire world or anything like that, but I'm decent. So what I'm going to try to do for you is I'm going to be not using his abilities, and I'm going to be just using the Drain Beam, alternating back and forth to try to see how long I can survive with just this wizard using the Drain Beam. I'm also going to change my... Oh, I have too many lives. Well, as soon as I lose the first life, I'll switch off. Then I'm going to try to play with the abilities and see how much further I can make it, and if that's going to help me. And then I'm going to swap to a level 25, a 50, a 75, and do all of those things over again and see how far we can make it in this game. So that's the plan. Let's see if we can make it happen for you guys. All right, round 137. Not perfectly done, but reasonably well done. It was the first time that I lost lives, so that's where I'm going to call it for right now. This guy is very difficult to use, but I've noticed that the best strategy for me is definitely to try to keep this as high as I possibly can. And as this turns kind of off or a bloom starts to leak through, I have to turn it back on. And if you're willing to be active with this, you can actually survive a lot longer than being inactive. Check this out. See, we take some pops, then we turn the Drain Beam again to make sure we don't get down to 0. If you ever get down to 0, though, it's a pretty big issue. You can end up running into some issues. So now I'm going to swap to starting to use my abilities. So we can see if we can help ourselves survive a little bit longer over here, or see if it just does not help at all. That is obviously very, very, very strong. Still unbelievably strong. This is the ability that just makes him attack stronger by himself. Oh, use that ability. Let's keep ourselves alive here. 76,000, and during that time, we do get our Drain Beam to kind of regenerate over here. But it is a little bit unfortunate that it does use up all of your stuff, and we don't get these abilities back that quickly. So we do have to watch for that a little bit. All right, this is a very good time to test this ability out. We've got the... Oh, boy. All right, we lost to DDTs already. Around 140. Kind of my fault by not using this super duper properly, but if you don't have the abilities, you don't have the abilities, bro. It's just kind of the way it is. So, yeah, we're going to end up losing around 140 with our level 1 Paragon. All right, next up, we've got a level 25 Paragon here. We're going to see, kind of compare the previous rounds that we've played against up to 139 and 140, and just see can we take down a reinforced bat with level 25 Paragon? And if so, how easy is it to do so? And do we even need our abilities? It's a great question. Let's turn on auto start. I think we might actually be okay here. So also, I'm currently non-drain beaming, and it looks like the reinforced bad will probably go down pretty easily, actually. Oh yeah, look at that. As long as you're not drain beaming, you are good. Fantastic. So I'm going to play this out for a little while. Let's at least show off one round that doesn't include bad balloons, or at least just specifically bad balloons, and see how we can kind of compare this. But you can see 25 degrees of Paragon, already a huge freaking difference. And if you're willing to micro, even better. But of course, that drain beam is still going to be somewhat problematic if you have it activated when you have DDTs on the screen. It's going to be rough. And we're not getting that much further. Dang, we're on 141 already. Pretty difficult for a Wizard Paragon, and I'm having trouble with draining properly and making this all go down. Yes, it is more powerful, but I still have to activate this guy so often that it's kind of ridiculous. But Drain Beam is significantly more powerful and actually able to take down DDTs, which is pretty nice. So let's see how far I can make it. Alright, without any abilities, I was able to survive until around 151. Now let's try with some abilities. Alright, 156, so just a few rounds more by using abilities. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I definitely stretched it out a little bit further. Next up, we've got a level 50 Paragon, but this time around I am 2 levels late because I needed the pops, so I just want to forewarn you guys that we are indeed further on in the game here, and I'm going to get rid of everything else again, so we can kind of continue on with our solo Mage Paragon action here and see how well we're going to do. So far, you can tell, Drain Beams to... Oh, crap. Oh boy. Drain Beam definitely still has to be activated, and he's not that much significantly better than our level 25, which is kind of interesting. Level 25 using abilities, though. Should be noted. He's still kind of surviving here. I think we have to try to leave on this action, though. Just see if we can take him down. Maybe we'll get lucky here. Looks like it's going to be close, but we do with 42 pops remaining. Oh, boy. Okay, so maybe we can reset here and get everything going, but right now, a level 50 Magus Perfectus not significantly better than 25, even though a 25 was significantly better than a 0. And it looks like already... around 159, we are going to get taken down without any abilities. Again, maybe it's a micro thing, whatever. It's just facts, though. If you can't do it, you can't do it. All right, let's activate ourselves. And you can see this is a big difference. When we get to use our abilities here, we can actually do some big boy damage. All right, with our abilities used okay, but definitely not perfect. Round 166 is going to be our final round here. So, better by about 10 rounds, but nothing crazy. First, let's see if our wizard can survive without any abilities on round 166, because that's what our other wizard got. Now, I should mention that this is a level 76 Paragon, not a level 75 Paragon. And the reason for that is this is the max Paragon you can get in a solo game without Geraldo, and I felt like it's just more fitting to go for a 76 than a 75, so that's what we're going to do. And so far, he's doing all right. Definitely still gonna have to toggle on and off for DDTs. DDTs are just ridiculously quick and kind of annoying, I might add. Oh no! That felt like user error more than anything, so I'm gonna give it one more shot, but it goes to show you, does seem like diminishing returns on our wizard here. Paragon degree 76, not that much better than 75, than a 50? Intriguing thought there, Chris. Yeah, 166, couldn't do without our abilities. Let's try with abilities now. Unfortunately, even with decent ability usage here, I am running into some issues on 168 already. It's kind of funky, actually. I want to say that this guy's good, but it's difficult. I even have to like activate things at the same time here and like try to get it all to go down. But only 2 more rounds beyond our last best. That's actually kind of low. And again, it could come down a little bit to like my own micro, but when I try multiple times in a row, and I'm still having issues, that means it's not always my micro. It's sometimes just the game, and it not being that much better. So yeah, 168, that's what I'm going to call it. All right, last up, we've got our level 100 Paragon. Our maxed out beef-tastic Paragon. And I got to be honest with you guys, there's a lot of crashes going on right now in Bloons Tournament 6, specifically revolving around this guy right here. I don't know what it is, but it took me like 3 or 4 rounds to actually get this guy up. So we're playing on a higher round than what we currently had at our previous best, which was, I believe, 166. So, yeah, this is already higher, and you can tell it's not that much better. This is how I ended up mostly surviving, by the way, in the early game with my Ninja Paragon, who's also quite beastly, I must admit. So anyways, we're going to try to use our abilities here just to kind of try to stay alive and see how much further we can make it. But right now, high-level Paragons, at least high-level Wizard Paragons, not necessarily that much better. I saw a huge jump between 0 and 25, and then not that much bigger of a jump between 25 to 50, 50 to 75, and 75 to 100. But with the abilities, there is definitely a pretty big difference. If we can use these guys properly. Plus the drain, you can see the drain is coming back much, much quicker, but of course when we're late in this game here, the drain doesn't last very long either, so it's kind of like a mixed bag, I guess. Alright, and I'm already having trouble with round 172. I kind of have to use almost all of my abilities here just to kind of get started, and then these bad balloons end up being too powerful for me. And there's a lot of DDTs trying to sneak through for me, so let's see if we can finally push through here. Get a little lucky maybe. Drain beam it. Yes, yes, yes. One last bad balloon, and alright, finally! It looks like we will survive around 172, I believe. Let's just use the Phoenix, turn them on. Let's hope we get a little lucky here. DTs have been sneaking through a little bit here. But, whoa, and there it goes again! Around 172. Alright, that's like 4 or 5 tries. That's just where I have to call it. So, Wizard Paragon, what's the final thoughts on this guy? Definitely, with most Paragons, you're going to get that gradual decay of worthiness as you go on, but you do get that huge hump right from the get-go to make sure you're going to get further and further in the game. So if you're going to go for any Paragon, spend the least amount of money possible in a real game, but if you're going for the maxed out and you're going for the biggest and the baddest, obviously you can't go wrong with a 100 or at least a 76 if you're playing solo. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed, if you liked my thought process and my science action here, make sure you press that like button, make sure you subscribe. And if you think I missed anything, let me know in the comments below what you think I can do better for next time, because I always strive to be better and make better videos for you guys. But thank you guys so much, and have a super duper delicious day.